quickly, two different entrances from both of the sides.
Yeah, it was interesting. The Hull KR players, as they're coming out, they were looking up into the stands, waving to friends and family. You looked straight across to the Wigan side, they were machine-like. No one looked anywhere else.
Okay, time for the 13 seconds for tackling on the referee's whistle. Rugby league is for everyone. Everyone in attendance will be asked to respect the players, coaches, match officials, and each other. Respect isn't just part of the game, it is the game of rugby league. The miners' strike had just ended in 1985, the last time Hull Kingston Rovers last lifted major silverware. In that time, Wigan Warriors have collected 51 pieces of their own. When it comes to pedigree, when it comes to grand final experience, John Wilkin, there is of course only one winner. But sport does not turn up like that every single time.
No, Hull Kingston Rovers, they've got an amazing opportunity here. You know, they're second in the league. They've been consistent, but just not got to the big game. The question is how they turn up here. So naive in this environment. How do they turn up? Sam makes a great point. Because Wigan look calm and confident. Now, that doesn't always translate into a calm, confident performance, as we all know. That lack of experience. We're interested to see what comes out from them.
I simply think this Hull KR side have to come out flying. They need to get on the scoreboard first. They need to make this Wigan side chase them. Wigan are used to be a team being in control. Well, if they can upset that at the start, that'll give them the biggest chance.
That's my prediction. I think OK are going to score first. The game will be on, and then I think Wigan will come home strong.
Well, we asked the fans what they thought, George, Sam and John, and here's what they have returned in the fan poll. 59% going for a Wigan Warriors win and them to retain the trophy. 41% saying Hull Kingston Rovers will get to and win their first grand final. Well, we also asked you as individuals, and here's what you've come back with. John, Wigan by 4, Sam, Wigan by 6, George, Wigan by 8. Only once before, John, has a grand final been decided by 4 points in 26 previous runnings.
Yeah, I think these two are tight. These two teams are really closely matched, and they've both got an amazing defensive work ethic. This could be a classic run.
I just think it's the experience of the Wigan side. It's going to be too tough to beat.
Yeah, I've got to agree with that. I think Wigan will just come home strong and nip it.
Well, Hull KR and Wigan have had fans flying in from America, Australia, New Zealand. The family of KR fans has landed from Kuala Lumpur to be here, and those that can't are going to miss out, aren't going to miss out, I should say, as they tune in from as far afield as Santa Monica, California, and Mauritius in the Indian Ocean. America, Asia, Africa, Australia, and Ackworth. We welcome you all to the showpiece event of the game born in 1995. In the coal mining and mill towns of Yorkshire and Lancashire, now projected onto a global stage. Stand by for Grand Final 2024. Let's hand you over to Kyle Moore and Dave Woods.
Thank you, Brian. Well, this night of nights shot through with an electrifying noise from all four corners of Old Trafford. Wigan looking for a history-making clean sweep of all four major trophies in just 1 year. Hull Kingston Rovers looking to rewrite history with a first major trophy in 39 years. It is too tight to call. A potential of a classic as Harry Smith puts boot to ball, and Hull Kingston Rovers, in their changed colours of blue, get first touch of that ball. And Kyle Amor, what are we expecting here tonight?
Yeah, good evening, Dave, and good evening to everyone at home on this, the grand final night, the final part of the show of season 2024. And you can expect these two sides, the best in the competition this season, to leave absolutely nothing out there, Dave.
Well, Wigan's so often part of the furniture on big rugby league occasions. But will Rovers be the removal men tonight? We shall see. It has been tight whenever they played so far against each other this year. Just that Wigan victory a few weeks back against Hull Kingston Rovers, separating them at the top of the table. But this is the ultimate prize and the ultimate night. Sue with that carry. 5 plays gone. Hull Kingston Rovers restricted to yardage only inside their own half. So here comes the left foot of Mikey Lewis, employed for the first time tonight with a kick downfield. And Jay Field is the man who gathers and returns and puts Wigan on the front foot here.
A solid set there from Hull KR. Just kept it right in that middle third of the field. Poor Mikey Lewis just kicking the ball 40 metres away from his own end. And Wigan through Liam Marshall. What a season he's had, Dave. 29 tries to his name this year.
He has been astonishing, hasn't he? But so many individuals on both these teams tonight have been astonishing. Here comes Thompson crashing in. Great first season with the Wigan club this year. Caught the eye and caught a few bruising shots to the ribs as well throughout the year. One play to go for Wigan in their opening set. Finishing deeper than Hull Kingston Rovers did. Smith puts it high. Burgess goes up, safe pair of hands, towering figure at the back, but he's being carried towards the touchline and just about keeps himself in the field of play. May at dummy half. Hull Kingston Rovers are under the pump here early in this game.
Yeah, get used to that, Dave. The Warriors will just go through the sets methodically, putting that kick high and into corners, testing the two wingmen of Hull KR, and then it's this part where so often we've seen them suffocate defences just through getting off their line and nullifying any attack.
Whitbread throwing it left. Just driven in again. By Sue. 15 away. Well, whoever scores first tonight is going to be crucial, of course, in Wigan's 17 games in which they have scored first this year. They have won. Hull Kingston Rovers have done that 93% of the season, but the one time they didn't was when they scored first against Wigan 4 or 5 weeks ago. Miski looking for that return. Much deeper kick this time. Wigan much further back as they start the set. Marshall now carries it.
Yeah, Mikey Lewis just had a bit more time there just to kick that ball exactly where he wanted it to be in that far left field. As Adam Kieran just looks to lose his footing on the pitch of Old Trafford.
Well, 11 of Wigan's 17 players tonight were playing in the cherry and white last year in the grand final, and Kieran added to that list because he was playing with the Catalans in last year's grand final. So 12 of the 17 with very recent memories. Only 3 of the 17 tonight for Wigan have never played in a grand final, and yet you look down that Hull Kingston Rovers list of players and they are bereft of the big game experience. Will that count tonight? Will that figure in the final reckoning?
Another wonderful take there from Burgess, under pressure from Jake Wardle. Just watches the ball all the way down there.
Tyrone May's been operating quite frequently out of dummy half, isn't he, in these early stages? Here's Ryan Hall with a big carry forward again. Matt Parcell now, the nominal number 9, jumps into that position. Mikey Lewis. Hull Kingston Rovers hoping for a big performance from him tonight. Parcell again. Waiting, watching, looking to deliver. Minchella missing last week because of suspension, missing the last 2 weeks because of suspension. Laying it on for Sue to push forward again. And one last play. So Lewis, obviously, leaning goes out hunting for him, but Lewis gets the kick away. Maybe not with the measured perfection that he was hoping for, but it's not a bad effort. Field is going to be trapped inside the 10.
Well, that's their third set now, Dave, where they've just edged that last final kick 10 further metres down the field. And the best kick so far of the evening. And look at the chase.
Well, now they're looking to be dominant, the Robins. Their supporters at that end are just fueling the volume a little, adding to the noise, cheering every tackle as Wigan struggle to get outside of this dangerous part of the field from their point of view. Marshall crashes in again. Was that 4 carries in the opening minutes from the winger? This is Havard, who had that heartbreak last year, just 10 minutes on the field, and then had to limp off with a hamstring injury, hoping for much more longevity tonight. As Smith eventually gets that kick away, and it's not a bad one. It's not a bad one. For where they started, it's not a bad finish, because Burgess is going to be rocked and rolled less than 30 metres from his own line.
Yeah, wonderful kick there from Harry Smith. He does find space with his kicks so well. He splits the winger and full-back, and Burgess collects before he straightens up through the middle of the field.
Kicking game on grand final night is always so important, isn't it?
That's huge.
The rains tend to tumble as they have done tonight. The pitch is very greasy. So short and long kicks from both ranks could be meaningful. But at the moment it's ball in hand. And Parcell goes scooting out. Saw a couple of big frames ahead of him, trying to jog back on the inside of those, but he's racked to the ground. And again, they find themselves on the final tackle. Again with a kicking option. This time it's high. Miski's underneath it. Can hear what's coming at him. And Broadbent gets there to make that tackle. And Miski put down 10 from his line.
Well, it's another excellent kick from Mikey Lewis. And it just pins Wigan in that far left corner. As Liam Farrell is tackled there, 15 metres away.
It's like the opening rounds of a boxing match, isn't it? At first, Hull Kingston Rovers look to be backing towards the ropes, but it's Wigan not on the ropes at the moment, but certainly not in command, not in control. You'd say Hull Kingston Rovers just have that favour at the moment. Restricting Wigan to territory deep inside their own half. How about calling possession with Hadley's tackle?
Yeah, well met there by Hadley. Ethan Havard, whose 100th Wigan appearance tonight.
Smith again, it's not the ideal kicking angle, but it is a very good kick. That spins out of play. This is going to be a 40-20. The referee's having a look. Touch judge, oh, he's just short. He reckons it was just short.
Time off.
I mentioned about the kicking from Harry Smith finding space.
Time off. Trying to get that cleaned up.
Well, Elliot Minchella's going to have some treatment here for blood on the face, but have a look at that.
The spider cam there just shows it so well. He splits the winger and the full-back once more.
I can't check where he's going to touch.
Just pulls up 2 metres short of what would have been a sensational kick in the opening 7 minutes.
Where do you want the flavour of those? Middle, yeah.
The angle was tight.
Cruz, you've been better in the ruck since, but the first couple of
So close to this being a crowd-lifting set for Wigan to have a go.
Matt!
Instead, it's Hull Kingston Rovers who get the ball back and have a chance to build again from deep. Minchella's been in the wars.
How good is it for Willie Peters to get his captain back on such a stage like this? Missed the last 2 games through suspension, but back tonight.
The ball comes loose.
Will he be the glue through the middle of the field for the Robins?
Okay. Go, time back.
So much emotion spent on the fortunes of Minchella this last couple of weeks, hasn't there? Trying to lift that suspension, getting for that semi-final. As it happened, they didn't need him because they battled through against Warrington. But vital that they have him back tonight. Here's Parcell. This is Minchella, wearing the added bandage now. Step on the inside from Hickert. Seems a long while ago now that he was starting the season as a full-back and Evalds on the wing, and the balance seemed wrong. Those two have switched their positions. And it all looks very good on that right-hand side of Hull Kingston Rovers' attack as a result. Batchelor with that latest carry. Here comes Minchella again. Pops it back for May. May now for Lewis. They're gathering space on that left-hand side. Broadbent's gathered in, though, by a couple of Wigan defenders. But again, they're on to the last play. Lewis is in dummy half, so the kicking duties fall to May, who puts it high. Field comes forward without a challenge, other than the directional fall of the ball. And the Rovers defenders are in there quickly to make sure he gains very little.
Yeah, so far, neither side showing any weaknesses whatsoever. As Tyrone May looks for a big shot on Miski. And they do well, hold him up.
Tyrone, wait!
13th grand final, of course, for Wigan. Only 4 teams famously have won on this stage since the opening night in 1998. Wigan being one of them, St Helens, Leeds and Bradford. There's a yearning within rugby league circles generally for a new name on the trophy. And Hull Kingston Rovers in their very first grand final tonight. This is French, across it goes to Field, and Field now puts a bit of a spin on, but runs in to the redoubtable Ryan Hall. Takes a bit of a bruising and has to play the ball. Over it's slung towards Smith. Again the kick. And it's a big spin on that. That's a huge spin on that. And that's taken well by Joe Burgess, who had to be confident and was.
Again, Joe Burgess beautifully watching that ball. It was a horrible kick from Smith. It really was. But he collects it well.
Surrender!
Here's Evalds.
Stand, wait, Junior. Wait.
It's his former side, of course, tonight, Joe Burgess. This is Hall, playing his last game for Hull Kingston Rovers. He goes at least another year with Leeds next year, looking to build on that all-time Super League try-scoring record. Whitbread.
Phenomenal player, Ryan Hall, Dave. This is his 7th grand final. With Parcell looks to find a bit of space in behind the ruck there.
Here's Minchella, quickly in there, quick play the ball as well, which adds to this go-forward feel of Holkingston Rovers at the moment. It's stuck up in the air, the ball is back, the referee says play on, it's into the hands of Mikey Lewis! It is an astonishing opening try, if it is given. Referee's going for the video referee, but has Mikey Lewis claimed the opening try?
Right, Liam, it is tackle 5. I have no
try.
Confirm that Tyrone May loses the ball in the air into a Wigan player, please.
Well, we heard that. It would be a knock-on if that was the case. Let's hear from our video referee, Liam Moore.
Cue me when you want me, mate. OK, live decision is no try on field, so ball on foot, please, confirming Chaser onside. Hold your foot. You see Chasers to the left and right are onside, so I'm happy to play on from this point. So we're looking at the contest. So something close here, please, to determine who this comes off. So the live decision, it comes off Tyrone May into the Wigan man. And you can see that is the case. Thank you, I've made my decision.
It's going to be no try. It's going to be no try. Very clear evidence for that being no try as well. But that lifts the confidence of Holkingston Rovers, doesn't it?
It sure does. It all came off the back of a decent run from 9 from Matt Parcell. But then the kick, it was contested and just goes forward. Hits Abbas Miski on the head. It's a chance gone begging. But a warning shot to the Warriors.
Don't go early here, boys, don't go early.
And the kicking game is getting more and more dangerous.
Okay, Liam, let's go.
But Wigan survived the scare and looked to bring it from deep. With Kieran's first carry.
Yeah, neat footwork as well it was, just to get past Minchella and find a little bit of space there. Miski now, well, he's met by 4 Robin Shirts, 20 metres away from their own end.
Cruz leaning out a dummy half. Left it comes to Junior Nsemba, one of the most eye-catching players of the year. Young player of the year a little earlier. But in these opening 20 minutes, you can see the potency of Holkingston Rovers. 25 tries in the regular season in this time spell. Far more than any of their rivals. They have that ability to accelerate just at this point of the game, and they have possession at this point of the game with Ryan Hall's heavy carry and almost ripping through Kieran.
Well, Harry Smith's kicked the ball 4 times, and each time it's went to Joe Burgess. On that occasion, they kick it to Ryan Hall, and he just shows how much of a devastating ball carrier he can be. Pinches 15 metres downfield.
Ball bent up and plays, back it comes to Hadley, and Hadley crashing forward again.
Cruz up the ball! Junior.
Now it's Parcell, waiting, Minchella, looking to play the role of the midfield general. It's on again by Batchelor. He's put down. Parcell waits. Nathan Clear, even just see the top of his head there. Of course, a grand final winner with Penrith down under just a week or so ago. And in the crowd tonight to watch the Northern episode of this occasion. Lewis puts it high, too deep, yep. It's taken well by Miski, under control, foot in the in-goal area, allows him to run it back to the 20-metre mark and give Wigan a 7-tackle count. Misjudgment on the flight of the ball.
Yeah, in grand final, Dave, each second, each moment is so valuable. And Cruz Lehman's effort there just to apply some pressure to Mikey Lewis means that he doesn't quite nail that kick. And Abbas Miski just with a foot over the line makes a 7-tackle set here.
Here's Wardle, carries in, tangled with, put down. And he's very quickly back to his feet here. Leeming looks on the inside, and Thompson with a footwork, brilliantly done. And a great carry from the prop forward. And suddenly it's Wigan who are going forward with urgency and real purpose now. Ellis puts it back. Trench with a left-footed step. Spins around, has a go again. A nightmare to handle in the middle. And now it's back with Farrell, and Farrell on the angle will put Wigan within 12 metres. And an air of expectancy raises amongst their supporters as they switch it left, and Nsemba topples. Down at his heels went Batchelor. Tumbles him over, and I think Nsemba's hurt here as well. Yeah,
he's out for the count here. He gets chopped down and falls awkwardly, Dave. You can just tell from that motionless reaction on the floor. It doesn't look good for Junior Nsemba.
Well, it was a low shot rather than a high shot, wasn't it?
I think it's more his head hitting the floor on initial sight. Let's hope he's okay.
Cheers, man.
This is a concern for everybody.
Yeah, you're right.
Semba just toppling over, cartwheeling, and then clattering into the ground.
Yeah.
It was a short ball, and then Semba just tries to get on the outside of Batchelor, I think it was, who chops him down. And the left edge back rower, young player of the year, Dream Team second rower.
Liam!
Well,
Liam!
times have changed. Again, Kevin Sinfield getting knocked out in a grand final 9-10 years ago, and then getting up and winning the man of the match. Well, these days, Junior and Semba, because of the concern about head injuries, will be off the field for the very least of 15 minutes for a head injury assessment. And maybe that's his grand final over. Well, the applause is because he's getting to his feet. And he's for certain going off for 15 minutes of tests here.
Yeah, it's his head impact on the floor. Unfortunately, and rather sadly, Junior and Semba's grand final's over.
And off he goes. All care taken these days. Semba up the tunnel much earlier than his coach would have hoped. He's a man who provides great impact, but that will be lessened now ever so slightly. Ball is played, leaning down his left-hand side. Smith tries to put the kick in. It's a scramble on the floor. And Hawkinson Rovers have it back. Edwards is a man who comes up with possession.
Well, perhaps just wanted to thread that through, but it's not a bad place to turn over the ball, Dave.
There's May again, inside for Sue, and Sue hits it hard. Liam Burns on the field, by the way, so one grand final debutant goes off in Junior and Semba, and another in Liam Byrne comes on.
A big night for Liam Byrne, Dave. Missed out last season. Wigan's win over Catalan Dragons.
Well, Wigan have done well to restrict Hawkinson Rovers go forward here, because that's 5 tackles gone, and they're forced to kick from there, and Lewis does well to get a bit of length on that kick, because pressure was coming his way from Farrell, but it's an easy take again for Field, and Wigan starting 30 from their own line.
Yeah, not a bad place if you think about where they started to where they make tackle 1. Again, there's not a lot between these two at all. The ladder suggested as well.
Havard just up to his feet. There is still a very heavy level of nervousness hanging around Old Trafford from both sets of fans, because neither side have really established true authority in this game. Leaning across to French, and now it's with Field, and here comes Kieran on the step back on the inside of Lewis, but Leaning can't keep hold of the offload, and Minchella will bring it away. Oh, and he had Evans to his left-hand side, but can't even think about the pass with the bodies around him. Hawkinson Rovers just grateful to have the ball back, because things were boiling there.
A wonderful line from Adam Kieran. Just tries to get that right arm free. Cruz Leeming overruns it, and Minchella collects.
Here's Broadbent. Parcell in there again. Minchella just to his right-hand side, but it's wider still. Whitbread, they're going for the heavy artillery down the middle. Whitbread carries. 10 steps or so inside the Wigan half. Minchella again. Back it comes to May. May, and Broadbent running into the shoulder of Bevan French. Mikey Lewis is trying to organise things again. Minchella decides there's nothing on other than a platform to be set, so that's what he does. And with 1 play to go, Hawkinson Rovers have an attacking kick potentially here. Lewis sticking in high, Hall's on the chase, Miski's underneath it, and Kieran did very well there just to make sure he was in the way of that chase and make life easier for his winger.
There is a terrific escort from the man carrying the ball just to allow Abbas Miski a clean catch. But this is good defence from Hull KR once again. A sense that KR are just growing and growing into this game.
Marshall
10 metres.
First real test that Wigan have had, by the way, since they last played Hulkington Rovers back on the 6th of September.
4.
Since then, they have beaten Leeds, Salford and Lee. Each time they've nilled at their opponents. And they've had a week off in the midst of that as well. So for the first time in 4 or 5 weeks, they're getting a bruising battle here.
Outside. Play on, you're good. Play on.
Evalds with a catch off the bounce.
Move, kids!
What an inclusion he's been this year. As has May out of dummy half. Burgess, another of the new boys. Hall.
2.
He'll wrestle his way back to his feet. Steals another yard or two.
Was it complete?
Inside for Broadbent. He's working his way towards the halfway line, but no further. And Parcell is having a look around. Tanganoa, who's on the field, has just edged his way to that left-hand side because he wants his first carry of the night. And he takes it in with great purpose as well.
Brilliant last week, Tanganoa, 54 minutes from the bench. As May, good hands.
Quick hands, but Marshall's got that red. And needed to as well, because there was almost a release switch that would have got Burgess away had that ball carried on. Lewis sticks it up there. Fields underneath it. Burgess in close, and Field just bats him away. But there are more to come, and a chopping tackle from Batchel.
One thing that's really working for Willie Peters' men is their ability to move their legs quicker with a real honest and a hard chase. On a kick chase, as soon as Miskey or Field has caught the ball, there's 3 and 4 shirts there ready for them.
Miskey gets up and plays, and Wigan have got a lot of hard work again on their hands here. Liam Farrell, by far and away their most experienced player on these big occasions. 9th grand final for him tonight. Ellis, a little half-volleyed bounce into the hands of Harry Smith. Evalds is careful with the catch and runs it back at an organised Wigan line that makes sure he goes no further than that.
It's another kick from behind his own 40-metre line from Harry Smith. OKR is just creeping further and further up this field. The score remains 0-0.
Every yard has to be earned here tonight. Lewis went out of dummy half. I fancy he might have been trying to tempt the referee into giving him a penalty for not square behind the marker. Not given. Oh, and that's a bit of a lucky bounce into the hands of Tanganoa. Tanganoa out of one tackle. Gets up, plays it quickly. Lewis now brings it on at pace. Little chip and a chase. It's kicked away by Field. And they'll have to defend again here, Wigan. They concede the dropout underneath the sticks. And those Hulkington Rovers fans behind those sticks are encouraged.
Oh, Mikey's Lewis, sorry, with a tackle 4 kick. Just trying to kick through for himself. Jeff Field taking no chance. With the play of the ball 2 plays earlier. I've seen those given as a knock-on, but they get away with it.
Former Wigan player back in the day. Willie Peters, the Hulkington Rovers coach. But here comes a second wave of Hulkington Rovers attack in quick succession. Led in the first instance by Whitbread. Parcell goes dashing across. May. Hadley. A little slow with the ball across, makes him an easy target for those oncoming Wigan defenders. Parcell again, back to Minchada. Dunnis to a couple. Again, he wants to take them on himself and push his side a little closer. Parcell stands and waits. Lewis too close to be an option for the pass. May to Evalds. Evalds to Hicko. Hicko closed down quickly, effectively by Warburton. They know the potency of that right-hand side of Hulkington Rovers. They'll give them very little room and space if they can. Hadley. And now we're back to the last again. Parcell. This is May, and May running into trouble, wants to keep it alive, somehow manages that. Evalds seeking that right-hand side, they're not sure where they're going here, and Hiku's wrapped up superbly well by Leaning, cut down his offload options, and Hulkington Rovers rather waste an opportunity.
Yeah, they do. I thought when Evalds had the ball, perhaps a little kick into the corner. Petr Heku just decides he has an opportunity to offload that ball once more, but just decides to take it and camp down here and get after the game defensively.
This is a mark of this Wigan defence of late. They've now gone 4 hours and 50 minutes of rugby league since they last conceded a point, a Mikey Lewis conversion.
I'm going to go back to round 25, and Joe Burgess' 48th minute try was the last time that this Warriors outfit conceded.
Move, Tyrone, back.
He's leaning. Ellis, cross to French, and French with a dummy, and away he goes. Leaming's trying to get there. He doesn't need anybody. He is brilliant. He is astonishing. Bevan French could be the star of the night. Already makes his mark with individual brilliance.
Yeah, you've absolutely nailed it there, Dave. Individual brilliance personified by that man, Bevan French. We've said it so many times this season. He is incredible to watch. And before this ball's even played, the left edge, of Hull KR, they're panicking. Mikey Lewis doesn't quite know what to do. Bevan French sees the vulnerability, and the show and the goal on the inside shoulder of the man of steel just does him there. He bursts through the speed and bursts through the gears to finish the first try of the grand final.
His 99th Wigan try, by the way. He's creeping close to a major landmark, and he's put his side noses ahead in this major final.
It's the inside of Mikey Lewis. He just loses him, and the speed, the footwork. What a brilliant player he is.
Well, he is the most humble of players off the field, isn't he? But on the field, he is a magician. Turning that into gold. So first blood for Wigan. Should be an easy 2 points for Adam Kieran to add to this as well. Right in front of the sticks. Wigan fans behind those sticks are waving their flags, filling the air with their noise. And a chance for the Cherry and Whites to make this a 6-0 lead. This will be his 78th goal of the season, as you can see. And his goal-kicking record is pretty good percentage-wise. So we'll lead by 6 points to 0. John Wells on the touchline. What news from you?
Dave, well, Bevan French with a try, and it is a fantastic solo finish, but he gets an awful lot of help from his teammates. Take a look at Liam Farrell, left of your screen. His presence there, his willingness to support with Jayfield round the back, just puts doubt in Mikey Lewis's mind. That makes all the difference, gives Bevan French the half yard that he needs, and he can do the rest. So look, brilliant solo try for a brilliant solo player, but all from team effort.
He's had his injury problems this year, hasn't he? But that's now 9 in his last 7 as well, Bevan French. He's finding his timing just at the right time of the year.
Go on.
He's leaning out of dummy half. And again, some hard yards to do, but here's a man who can make those hard yards look easy. French again. And now Field. And here's Farrell. Missing last week, they tore because of a virus, Liam Farrell, but his seniority and experience much needed back in this final team. There's Thompson. Leaning again. Well, there's a big noise coming from the Wigan end, by the way. The reason for that is because they can see Junior and Semba walking down the touchline. There's a high kick, and Marshall with a little kick on, and Liam Marshall goes chasing after this, and has he got that down? This will be astonishing. Something out of literally nothing, if he scored it.
You have a try on the basis.
Referee's got some sorting out to do.
Time off.
Big decision to come here.
I have no try.
No try. Having discussed that
onside, offside.
with his touch judge.
Inside 10 of a player waiting for the ball, waiting to receive the ball.
So offside the call. Let's hear from our video referee again, Liam Moore.
Okay, live decision is no try on field, so if you can pause it on the foot, please. Pause it there, so we can see players to the right of this offside. So let's run it through to see what their involvement is. So we can see they're offside to the right, keep it running. So Luke Thompson's leading them. Pause it there, go back please, go back on this. So you can see there's 3 Hull KR players that are in a position to receive the ball, and Luke Thompson is within the 10. Thank you, I made my decision.
Well, it's one of those agonising rules in rugby league. You'd have to say Luke Thompson having no involvement in that in terms of whether the try would have been scored or not, but by the letter of the law, he's offside, and therefore it is no try.
Yeah, sadly for Liam Marshall, because he never gives up on this play. Well, Luke Thompson there, just in the middle of the field, he's deemed offside from that moment.
It's within 10, it's where they should have been.
You're right, he can't affect that play whatsoever. But the letter of the law states that he is offside.
I think if you put a bunch of rugby league fans in a room and said, which rule would you change? That is the rule, isn't it? But Jenna, you have news on Junior Nsemba.
Yeah, it is fantastic news for the Wigan Warriors. The young player of the year for this season, Junior Nsemba, has passed his head injury assessment and he is about to re-enter this grand final.
Oh, that is astonishing, isn't it?
Absolutely
astonishing.
Absolutely.
We thought he'd gone for the night, but he's not. He's back. And Hulkington Rovers here now with a chance to build on that Wigan line. Whitbread takes it in. Parcells at dummy half. It's Minchella once more. Now it's Tyrone May. Times the pass away to Tanginoa. But Wigan's defenders there and ready. Parcell again. Minchella. Whitbread looking for an angle. Setting the platform. 2 plays to go. Hulkington Rovers within striking distance. Parcell. Back to May. This is Lewis. Lewis changing direction. But they're ready and waiting. Who's going to dummy half? Whitbread. Broadbent rather, running in quickly. Back to May. Whitbread lets it slip through his hands. Forward on. It's a knock-on. And Wigan will have it back.
OKR's first error of a grand final comes through Jai Whitbread. It was a bullet of a pass from Tyrone May. Under pressure from Cruz Lehman.
So Wigan, hard yards to do. Remember that start, by the way. Whenever they've scored first this season, they have won a game. So Hulkington Rovers looking to break that trend tonight if they can. Thompson, crashing effort again, leaning up at dummy half. It's a bit of organisation going on behind. Ellis, it's with Bevan French. The grand final tomorrow, of course, in Hull. The wheelchair grand final. Leeds against Halifax, 5 o'clock tomorrow. Men's and Women's Pacifics Championships as well tomorrow from 8:05. So still plenty of rugby league on your TV, even though we're moving towards the end of the domestic season. The kick here is absolutely fantastic. Putting Hulkington Rovers right back on their back foot again.
Yeah, and it all come off Cade Ellis's offload. As soon as that offload's made, Joe Burgess starts to head towards up the field, and Harry Smith just sees that and drops the ball over his head, crosses 5 metres away from OKR's line.
Look at total concentration from the coach, Matty Peake. What an astonishing start to his coaching career. Looking for his 7th trophy in 3 years tonight. And a clean sweep of all the major honours this year, of course, including that World Club Challenge win against Penrith right at the start of the year. Challenge Cup, League Leaders' Shield, now potentially the grand final. But Hulkington Rovers will have plenty to say about that. With 29 minutes played. Thompson up. Parcell delivers. Happel tucking that ball underneath his shoulder and carting it forward again. But again, they've run out of plays. They're on to the last, so Lewis again is forced to kick. Field just watching it carefully. Again, there's not too many too close. But the defence is there to make sure that the number of yards made are kept to a minimum. Leaning, spins it out to Smith. Here comes Marshall. Good work from Hiku. Miski. trying to sandwich himself between those two defenders coming his way, Hadley and Tanginoa. Havard banishing those dreadful memories of last year. Ethan Havard, bit of a risk, wasn't he, when he was picked to play last year with a hamstring injury.
Only lasted 10 minutes before it went again, but so far him and Thompson, his fellow front row partner, have got through 30 minutes.
That's Smith's kick. So Burgess with a catch again, and again it's a well-organised chase. And again we're into this arm wrestle stage of a game, aren't we, where both sides are just trying to get some kind of an advantage.
Yeah, that's exactly what it's been, and it was only the brilliance from Bevan French that separates the two sides.
A one-handed pick-up by Micah Lewis, who goes gambling forward again. Purcell, and here is Luckley, who's on for the interchange bench. Eventually has to be released. Purcell comes right, and May is there to inject himself into proceedings, but Harry Smith grasping ball and arm and upper body. Hickey into a cul-de-sac, can't find a way out. And that is the last play.
It's the last two sets that they've had down near Wigan's line, where they've just ran the ball, but ran into nothing. They're happy to play the long game, it looks like.
Okay, let's go.
Perhaps want a little bit of quality on the end of those final two sets.
It's Marshall. And here's Smith.
Go on, Dominic, play on.
Wardle.
Play on, line's good.
Skipping a jump from him. Not too far forward again. Kingston Rovers working hard here. Really trying to turn up the heat. Create a bit of intensity in defence to make sure that Wigan are captured at that end of the field. 2 gone, 4 to go. Havard. Leaning. French again. Little step. Just worrying those defenders, but he ran behind one of his own players. He's put a foot wrong, and he's given a penalty away.
That left edge once again will be relieved, because it looked like there was 4 on 3 and they were going to run that, but Bevan French decides to come back. You just see the pictures there as he steps back inside. Just runs around the back of Cruz Leeming, gives the penalty away, and now this is a huge opportunity in front of the Robins supporters here.
Well, you can hear them lift the noise a little because they recognise just that as Luckley sets the platform again. So 5 plays to go. Middle of the field to start. It comes to Minchella. Offers it on to Batchelor. Testing the will of those Wigan defenders. And not finding them wanting on that occasion. Purcell's in there again. This is Minchella. Back now to May and Lewis. And Lewis tests them with his run. And reaching for the line, but he's held up. He's held up. Clear as day from the referee's point of view. And they go back to the 10 metres and they start again.
Brilliant desperate tackle from Bevan French.
7 and a bit minutes to go before the interval. Minchella, head down and push.
Doesn't he do well?
He's got an offload away, that's brilliant. And here comes May. May runs into some willing defenders. Great recovery from Wigan's defence, but Hodkinson Rovers get a chance again. Purcell goes out, trying to barge their way over. Tanginoa's just short, but only just. Purcell, now he delivers, and May offloads to Purcell. Purcell puts it wide, Evans offloads, back it comes. It's not played, it's still the 6th tackle, I think. Yes, it is, the 6th tackle. And when Purcell is captured, he'll have to hand the ball over.
Oh, a couple of offloads there on that final play. And the Warriors just keep moving. There's the first. The second offload here, it comes up the head of Cade Ellis. Before Chris Kendall kills that set.
But it's a big energy battle again here, because Hodkinson Rovers will race in on every tackle to try and get the ball back at that end of the field. And Semba back on. 3 gone. Leeming. Ellis out to French, who pops it back inside for Farrell. Well, they are gaining some ground here, so the kick on the back of this They'll be aiming to put Hawkinson Rovers on the back foot, but Nsemba's aiming to break through the middle of them. Now it's the last. Here comes the kick. Harry Smith puts it up. Evolds underneath it. Chase is from Thompson. Evolds just fades away from him, but finds two more in his way.
Yeah, some neat little touches there from the loose forward in Cade Ellis. Just ball playing through the middle of the field and allowing Harry Smith to kick that ball exactly where he wants it to be. And just roll down there 80 metres through that set by the time they put the foot to the ball.
There's Hall. It's been low on pizzazz at the moment, high on energy and high on intensity, but just that one moment of bursting brilliance defining the occasion so far. Marcel Dante's just over the halfway line. Lewis away from the advancing leading. Again, that's got a bit of spin. Field safely patched. Luckily ahead of him, Batchelor ahead of him. It's Batchelor who makes first contact, and they drag him back a yard or two as well. Little win for the defence. Marshall. Here's Harry Smith. Oh, that looked flat. Bordering on forward. Marshall. Ellis putting it back to Smith again, and they've got a few numbers out there. And Bevan French trying to create mayhem again, but hung on to this time. Miski. Leaning across to Smith, and Smith, and here now comes Field at pace with a step. But good enough work done from there. And now Wigan on the last. Smith again with the chip, and the chase is on as well. The bounce is awkward for the defence. It almost put it on the plate for Nsemba. He saw a moment of glory flash before his eyes, but he couldn't hold on, and the tackle was made.
And Nsemba wanted the bounce and gets the bounce here. But a terrific tackle. Just thought about offloading there, the final part. He spills the ball.
3 and a bit minutes of this engrossing first half to go. We expected a tight grand final. We have got a tight grand final. Parcell runs out, pushing away. Evans. This is Minchella. Minchella with fine footwork and a good little flick as well. Got Hicko a bit of space in which to work, but well, both defences have been, for the most part, absolutely spot on tonight. Wigan's again measuring up to what Hawkinson Rovers were throwing at them, and here comes Hadley. Parcell, final play, so Lewis kicks it up, the chase is on, Broadbent is leading it, May's after it as well. May got up there, caused a bit of confusion, but it has gone into Wigan's hands, and here comes Bevan French. And there goes Bevan French, stopped 12 from his own line, and now Marshall. Thought about the space on the outside, but Hicko had him covered. Wardle. That was high. So this is a penalty.
He just slipped up, it's off the shoulder.
Sam Lockley. The big Geordie there, just catching Jake Wardle high with that left arm. Just 2 minutes left of this first half. And Wigan will get one last crack here.
Well, you're a grand final veteran, Carl. How are you feeling at this stage of the game if you were out there? What are the energy levels like just at this moment?
Oh, well, look, I think you've settled well and truly into the game. There's no doubt about that. And all the external stuff, the noise, will all be forgotten about. It'll just be another game to these men out here. And we'll just try and build this set. Wigan tried to strike one more time before half-time.
This is Field looking wide. It's just behind Miski. He has to hold his line, which diffuses the threat momentarily. And then the pass is not good. Hadley, though, has knocked it on. And Wigan will get it back with a minute to go.
Miski just pushing that pass. Dean Hadley can't collect it in, just loses the ball there. And Wigan with 30 metres away, centre field. 54 seconds on the clock. This is a huge, huge set here for Willie Peters' men.
Wait for the out call, boys. Wait for the out call! Let's go.
Wigan stopping the clock by packing themselves in.
Out.
And now they have a full set of 6 to have a go in the dying embers of this first half. Wardle put down. Leaning to dummy half. Thompson wants a carry, wants the challenge, offers the challenge, well met. But 4 plays to go. Leaning dances out. Here's Harry Smith, throws it wide. Field now. It's knocked down by Ryan Hall. It's a potential try-saver. They'll pack down again, and Wigan will get it again.
It's here.
And they're looking to stop the clock as quickly as they can.
Massive play there from Ryan Hall.
Time off.
He has to make a play for that,
Make sure his head's in the screen.
as that would have been a certain try for Abisbisky.
Well, Wigan still have one, potentially 2 plays.
Let's go, Bynes.
At the end of this first half.
Closer. Wait. Heads in.
What price a drop goal if they can't find their way through? Taken on by French. Stops. Tries to start again. Can't get much further. Harry Smith's in position. Back it comes. Harry Smith with that drop goal attempt, and over it goes. His second of the season, and it's only 1 point, but it's 1 point that could be massive when we get to the end of the 80, because Wigan going in at half-time with that 7-0 lead.
Yeah, smart play there from Harry Smith. Right on the hooter, knocks it over. Pete delighted. It's 7-0 to the Warriors here at half-time at Old Trafford. The 2024 Grand Final.
Well, the psychological scales just tilt a little further to Wigan with that 2-score lead, but it is so tight. It has been so intense, and at half-time, it's Wigan who lead Hull Kingston Rovers by 7 points to 0.
Thank you very much, Dave and Kyle. Yes, familiar territory for the reigning champions, the Wigan Warriors, in their 13th Grand Final. They have a half-time lead, 7 points to 0, thanks to the brilliance of Bevan French on the 21st minute. We'll analyse that and the entire first half in the company of John Wilkin, Sam Tompkins and George Williams after this. Well, we've got International Rugby League just around the corner. We'll bring you here on Sky Sports. The Pacific Championships next Friday. Australia PNG in the Women's Cup, the Men's Cup with Australia and Tonga will follow that. 8:05. It all starts next Friday on Sky Sports Mix. And on Saturday, Tonga Samoa before in the Women's Bowl, and then in the Men's Bowl, Fiji against PNG. Both of those on Sky Sports Mix, getting underway at 7 a.m. Well, we're halfway through the 27th Grand Final, the 2024 edition, and the reigning champions, the Wigan Warriors, have a 7-0 half-time lead, courtesy of a converted Bevan French try and a late Harry Smith drop goal in that first 40 minutes. Just have a quick look at the stats. After the first 40, we'll show Hull Kingston Rovers with slightly more possession, but having made more than double the errors that the Wigan Warriors have done. Not much between the sides, though, in metres made or indeed completion rates. John Wilkin, it had the intensity we would expect and hope for in a Super League Grand Final to start the game.
Yeah, for the 2 best defensive teams in the competition, they delivered. There was a vigorous focus on contact at the start of the game. I thought they both committed numbers to tackles, and the collisions have just delivered. This is where both of these sides excel, in that competition in contact. Ultimately, the physical start led to an opportunity, and it was for Mikey Lewis and Tyrone May, something we've seen a lot of.
Yeah, the physical stuff can lay a platform. What we saw, which was a last play from Mikey Lewis. Mikey Lewis kicking, but interestingly, the right half back in Tyrone May going through chasing. They didn't quite get it. Mikey Lewis thought he'd go up for the first try of the game. It was very unlucky, a touch from Tyrone May, but something we've seen all season long, something that Hull have sorted out from the start of the year to now become a real threat.
And it's difficult to pick up on Tyrone May, George, isn't it? You were making a point.
Yeah, so that last week when we played OK, that's all we did all week, trying to nullify Tyrone May coming through the middle. The middle forwards have a minute off and he comes rushing through, so as an edge it's almost impossible to pick him up, and that's why they've got so much joy from it.
The game was broken open with Bevan French's try. Now, we talk about a lot of what Bevan does and say at times it's indefensible. You can't do anything to stop it. We'll have a couple of looks at this. You can talk to me from an attacking perspective, George, but also a defensive one.
Yeah, attacking wise, we spoke before the game. He's just so good, you can't give him that kind of space. I think Mikey and Matt Purcell at the time, again, they want to do a lot better, but sometimes you just got to enjoy it, and what a player.
What does a lot better look like in defence for Matt Purcell and Mikey Lewis in particular defending this play?
Well, they're grabbing it for a start. I think when you know someone's that good of a ball carrier, you've got to got your body in front, and Mikey Lewis is reaching. He's asking too much of Matt Purcell, and he's not giving him enough, so both of them are to blame, but yeah, I'm just really impressed with it, how he finished it. To round our levels that well is so impressive.
Yeah, I'll say this, Matt Purcell clocks off big time. In a team that defends so well and focus on defence, Matt Purcell has dropped the ball big time, because what he does, he makes an assumption, which you can never do, that Bevan French is going to pass the ball.
Before he'd thrown the dummy, Matt Purcell had almost given up. He thought he was going to pass. He sort of preempted what Bevan French is doing before he actually did it. Matt Purcell has to be better there.
It nearly got worse for the Wigan Warriors. Liam Marshall had a try chalked off then, shortly after that.
Yeah, it was a close one. To be honest, in the box watching it there, I thought Marshall had finished it, but it's a bad rule. I don't understand it, really. I think Luke Thompson's nowhere near the ball. Well, he's in the 10, so I get the rule, but he's no influence on the play, so for me, that should be a try.
What a try it would have been as well.
I was just going to say, it would have denied one of the best finishes.
That's what we wanted.
Okay, good news for Hull KR is they had a say. They had efforts close to the Wigan Warriors line.
Yeah, they're by far from out of this Hull KR. I think they've been ruined maybe 4 or 5 errors with the ball, missed opportunities. I think they've just been a little bit frantic in good ball. I don't think they've really settled down, but I'll credit Wigan with some excellent defence. Harry Smith, really smart to pop the 1 point over just before half-time. That's really changes the dynamic.
I think that little period that we saw towards the end of the first half of Hull KR being on the line, they'll be confident in the fact they were very close to scoring. If they spend enough time now at this end of the field and putting pressure on the wing side, they will come up with points. They've been very close so far. 7 points, that drop goal could be huge. That could be really big.
Absolutely, 7-0 half-time lead for the Wigan Warriors. No doubt you have over the years been enjoying our NRL coverage here on Sky Sports, and particularly in the last 4 or so years with the dominance of the Penrith Panthers. If you have, you'll no doubt know our special guest who's pitchside with Jenna Brooks to give us his thoughts on what he's just seen. Jenna.
Thank you very much, Brian. I have just found Hull KR's biggest fan here at Old Trafford, Nathan Cleary. Welcome back to Old Trafford.
Yeah, thank you. It's great to be here, great atmosphere, and yeah, pretty good first half.
Of course, fresh off guiding Penrith last weekend to a 4th premiership. Congratulations. How are the celebrations?
Thank you. Yeah, they were great. A couple of big days, and you know, it honestly feels surreal still. So very grateful for what we've been able to do, and now get some downtime to just enjoy and relax.
You're here, obviously, good friend of Tyrone May's, Hull KR supporter, as I said. What did you make of that first half?
Yeah, just here supporting my best mate Tyrone May. So it was pretty hardly fought. I thought Hull started to win the field position, but then Bevan French is a freak. Just broke the game open, and every time he touches the ball, it looks pretty dangerous, to be honest. So it'll be a big second half and big job for Hull.
Listen, Nathan, I have to ask, there's been these persistent rumours, they're just not going away, that perhaps we will see you playing in Super League in the not-too-distant future, given Mary Fowler, your beautiful girlfriend, is playing over here for Man City. So when can we see you in Super League, maybe Hull KR?
Not anytime soon, to be honest. I've seen all the rumours, but get to come over here and see her play, which is nice, and just have a break. But yeah, won't be moving over here anytime soon.
Okay, well, that's devastating for all of us Super League fans. Listen, final question, Nathan. 40 minutes to go. Can your Robins go on and win it?
I think they can. You know, they're going to have to find a try somewhere. I think it might be off a kick or something a bit scrappy the way they've been playing the whole year. But yeah, it should be good. Looking forward to it.
Nathan Cleary, thank you so much. Great to get you on Sky Sports, and enjoy the rest of this game.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Yes, probably the greatest player in the world right now, the Penrith Panthers, Nathan Cleary, cheering on Hull Kingston Rovers and recognising the position they're in at half-time here at Old Trafford, trailing by 7 points to 0 against the reigning champions, the Wigan Warriors, who are going for a clean sweep of all major silverware. What can the Robins do to get themselves back into this game in the second half? You'll find out with us here on Sky Sports after this. join us tomorrow on Sky Sports Plus at 5 p.m. for the Betfred Wheelchair Super League Grand Final. The Leeds Rhinos unbeaten so far this season against the Halifax Panthers, who of course knocked over the Rhinos twice in previous Grand Finals. We're at the halfway point of the 2024 Super League Grand Final. Let's quickly recap the first 40 minutes that was illuminated by the brilliance of Bevan.
French with a dummy, and away he goes. Leaving still again there. He doesn't need anybody. He is brilliant. He is astonishing. Bevan French could be the star of the night. Already makes his mark.
Yes, a Bevan French try, and then a converted, of course, by Adam Kieran, and then a Harry Smith drop goal late in that first half has given the reigning champions a 7-0 half-time lead. Let's hear the first half thoughts of the Wigan Warriors head coach, Matt Peake, with John Wells.
Matty, thanks for joining us. What was the conversation like in the dressing room at half-time? Calm?
Yeah, very calm. I asked the lads what OKR would be saying about where they could get us. Most of that was around speed of ruck, as we thought it would be coming into the game, and obviously the kick threat that they've got as well. So our concentration has to be good, but the important thing here is that we build the half again.
Just a question on Harry Smith. He's had that kicking game down to a T, hasn't he? Superb first half, finished off with that drop goal. How significant, you think?
Well, we'll find out, won't we? I certainly think the way we kick at the start of this half will be crucial. If we can continue to put them in difficult spots, then hopefully we can build off the back of that.
Great stuff, good luck, thank you.
Well, there are the thoughts of Matt Peake. 40 more minutes, and then he and his side, if they can hold on to this lead, will have every major trophy available to them in 2024. The Robins will have something to say about that. You can find out how it all unfolds in the second half here at Old Trafford with our commentary team, Kyle Moore and Dave Woods.
Well, this is a big half now, isn't it, for Hull Kingston Rovers? They have to find a way through what is becoming an impenetrable Wigan defence. Hull Kingston Rovers, the 10th side to appear in a grand final, looking to become only the 5th team to put their names on that grand final trophy. But they have to, twice now, get through a Wigan defence that has not conceded a point in now over 5 hours of rugby league. That is an astonishing fact in itself. You might look at some of the opposition they've been against recently that has been weakened, but even so, their defence is something else, and Hull KR have to find a way through, Kyle.
Yeah, they sure do. We're going to go back to the 60s. It was the last time when the Warriors held that record of 3, possibly even 4 here tonight. The 40 minutes of shutting up shop. They work so well defensively. You just feel that for Hull Kingston Rovers to get over the line, they just have to come up with a little bit of a gamble. That kick play that they've been trying to nail has just fell short of them.
Well, here comes Leeming out of dummy half, and Ellis helps it on it again, and Nsemba, all that verve and urgency that we thought was going to be lost to the game with that earlier head knock. Smith stepping away from 2 or 3 oncomers and eventually getting that kick out, but Ryan Hall should gather this in, and now Rovers need his experience here tonight and his ability to get over the line. Stopped in the first instance, 30-odd metres away from his own line. Here's Burgess. Burgess is going to be dragged towards that touchline. Well, we heard from Matty Peake at half-time. What did Willie Peters have to say at half-time, Jenna?
Willie Peters seemed really relaxed at the half. I spoke to him, he mentioned Bevan French and of course his solo effort and the brilliance of him, and just in this second half that they must try and keep him quiet. Just an interesting observation, Wigan have not made an interchange in that first half, so they've got a full 8 left, of course, an HIA to Junior Nsemba. That was the only change they had in that first half, so they've got a full 8 to go this second 40.
What does that tell us, Kyle, that lack of interchange? Let's just watch this for a moment. Field underneath it will catch it safely and runs back. And just tempting out defenders and twisting away, and eventually he is put down. Does that tell us there's a lack of of intensity to the game that Wigan have been able to hold those interchanges back?
Well, I certainly don't think so. You know, Hull KR completing at 94%. These Warriors players will be under the pump, but the fitness levels, one thing that does show us is this Warriors outfit are incredibly fit. But you just look at the bench there, and you've got Byrne and Mago, Dupree, you know, more probably explosive players, and young Tom Forver as well. Matty Pete just deciding to put trust in those players that are out there.
This is Ellis with a strong carry. In Australia. Wigan now find themselves on the last and having to kick, and Harry Smith lets fly, and Evans just shuffles the feet a little to make sure he's in the right position to safely catch, and challenges that Wigan defence, but Farrell's there to meet and greet in unfriendly terms. Hall now carries it on with a barge and a hustle. Lewis in at dummy half, beckoning at the referee to let him play that ball sooner than he was able. Broadbent. Hawkinson Rovers fans finding their voice, urging their side on. The Robins desperate to get this first strike in this second half. Minchella on the inside, Luckley rocks off one shoulder, finds his feet fastened. It's with Lewis, sticks it up there. May inevitably is on the chase. Wigan player, there's loads of them in the way, but the ball bounces and it's going to be back to one, and Ellis picks it up now, and out it comes to Evans. Evans right hand side. They are panicking, and they've given possession back to Wigan, have they? Yes, they have. They had a full set, and now it's Marshall. Oh, he had the game in his hands. He had a grand final in his hands, and he's dropped the ball. And Hull KR, after all that, find themselves reassembling back in an attacking position.
Oh, crazy scenes inside the opening exchanges here. The huge opportunities blown for both teams, but it's Hull KR.
So here comes Parcell, and now listen to those Rovers fans as Lewis rocks in. Almost it's over, very nearly. Parcell again. It's with May. Evans, Hiku, but they've 3 more tackles to go, and they are hammering at this Wigan line like they haven't hammered so far tonight. Luckley rocking it forward, still driving, still a big effort. Oh, you could hear the referee shouting hell before he got the pass away. So they have to go and try again. Parcell and now Hadley straightening things up in no uncertain terms. One play, Parcell, Lewis off his toes, away to May, May to Broadbent, Ryan Hall. Even he cannot get through that gap, and it's Bevan French who comes away with it, and Wigan survive and prosper.
Yeah, nowhere to go for Ryan Hall. Throws the ball back over his shoulder. Bevan French reacts first, and this game's just bursted into life.
They've had their moments. They've troubled Wigan briefly on occasions, but tellingly they haven't got over the line. And Semba skipping into gear again, hammering it into that Hull Kingston Rovers line. Patrick Mago's on the field, the first proper interchange of the night. As Jenna was saying, we had the head assessment, but here's Mago doing what he's been doing all season. 33 appearances, 30 of them off the bench, and he wreaks havoc whenever he comes on. And Thompson on the back of that with another punishing effort. But Wigan find themselves with only 1 play to go. Smith, Hadley came dashing out, but he's got away again. It's now with Wardle, whose footwork is terrific. But Hull Kingston Rovers' defence is equal to the task, and they hang on.
Well, they do. Good defence from the right edge. What a devastating run from Mago. These two sides met over a month ago in round 25, and it was Patrick Mago who caused all kinds of trouble for the Robins off the bench. And that first run is a good indication of what he's going to bring to the party here.
I think he got man of the match in about 15 minutes of action that night, didn't he? Which tells you about his impact. That's good from Sue. That's really good from Sue. And Parcell carries on and throws Farrell away. quickly to it. May. Ball gone. Halfway line very nearly reached. Again, it's a dash out of dummy half.
It's just getting too quick.
French hadn't got the 10, so he was aimed at by Broadbent. Kick is high, fields it underneath it. May again, and again there are two Wigan players. I mean, they know the threat of May, and they've dealt with it every time, those Wigan defenders.
Yeah, Harry Smith and Abis Miski, they just stand still, they're allowed to do that and form almost a wall. Tyrone May has to run around it, and as a result, Jay Field, as we should see there, collects it cleanly.
Games in the balance in this opening 10 minutes of the second half. Penalty for Wigan. That's a lift for them.
So
a real silly blow for Rovers.
Yeah, so Sosu just trying to slow the game up. They do well in that wrestle. And the effort from Liam Marshall to try and spin out. So Sosu not letting him go.
Twice, he says. Smith's kick.
Come on, Jesse.
Wigan start on the halfway line.
Go.
Here's Mega. Dealt with four of them, not only stopping him, but holding him up, slowing things down. Forbes on the field from the interchange bench as well. So they are beginning to make those changes to freshen up this line of attack. Smith inside for Ellis. Batchelor gets a hold, but Ellis offloads, and Forber can dabble a few more yards forward again. And they've 3 tackles to go. Ellis bends that big back. Smith with a kick over the top because Field's on the chase, because nobody's home. And Ellis, well, it's Mikey Lewis who gets there. And in fact,
doesn't he do well?
Oh, that is sensational from Mikey Lewis.
Time off. Liam, I have tackle 1. Can you just check he doesn't go dead in goal, please?
They're just making sure that
We have tackle 1,
he
we're
hasn't
just checking.
gone dead in goal
I
here.
don't think so, I just think everyone's going towards the ball.
So it was close.
Got to intentionally ground it.
I think he's kept just about in play, hasn't he? This will tell us. Still in play, still in play. Yep, absolutely. That's sensational.
Okay, tackle 1.
Sensational from Michael Lewis.
Brilliant. A huge play.
Wait. Okay.
How important might that play just be?
Cheers, Liam.
That's Hall.
2. Move! Go early, Junior. Wait.
Passel delivers inside for another willing runner. Hiku this time. Passel and now Sue. Adds a bit more weight to the occasion and offloads.
What is he doing?
Gives it away. And Nego drops on it. It is a gift for Wigan. And sets them up again.
Oh, he's having a couple of shocking minutes there. Soaso Su gives a penalty away, and then next time with ball in hand, tries to offload in an impossible situation. It's never on.
Bodies in the way, the desperation of trying to get out from under the grip of this Wigan defensive effort. Fuller spinning it back, and Smith runs into the line, and here comes French, and now Farrell and Field, but that was Hall who had it read every hour of the day. All over him. Farrell. Smith again. Now Ellis. Charging in and holding it up, but no chance of the offload. Ilkeston Rovers have one big tackle to make here. Need to subdue what's happening. It's hailstoning at the moment as Bevan French tries to take it on, and he stops and he's handing it over. Well, the hail is rattling the roof of Old Trafford. Look at that. Where's that come from all of a sudden? We are seeing 4 seasons in one day here today. It is typical grand final weather.
You took the words right out of my mouth. Typical grand final weather it is. And with 29 minutes left on the clock, who's able to handle these conditions? And so far, it's advantage Wigan.
Well, even the weather comes in and slowing Bevan French down. Well, this is Wigan's time of the game, as you can see in the last 30 minutes of matches, they rack up the tries more than anybody else, but Kingston Rovers get the penalty here.
They needed that. They really did. Cade Ellis in December just taking too long, and a huge kick downfield here. The Robins are 30 metres away from Wigan's end.
It is a grand final that has been simmering without ever reaching boiling point so far, but if Kingston Rovers can score here, the heat is well and truly turned up. Another set of 6. That's an extra tackle to the count from where they started. There's Sue. Ball's been lost. And so Asa Sue is furious. His coach equally frustrated. They cannot afford to give up positions like that as easily as that.
Well, the big front rower just loses the ball. He wants a hand in there, but he has to be able to keep hold of that. A huge opportunity goes begging.
Stay onside. Willie Peters is issuing instructions there to his side man Danny Ward to be relayed down onto the field. And Wigan back in possession and at the moment in control.
It's good defence again from OKR to drive a huge man like May go backwards 6 or 7 metres.
Fullback, this is Farrell. Fullback again. That's gathered in by Ellis. Not the cleanest of passes or catches, but Wigan still have it. Kingston Rovers encouraged that they are keeping their opponents to an absolute minimum of go forward here. Fullback. Well, the hail's gone, the rain's gone. It's a beautiful October evening again in Manchester. No-go plays. There's a kick by Smith. Edwards' foot on ball and collects and returns.
Move to meters, Adam Bevan. Go on.
Here's Ryan Hall spinning away. Good carry from the winger. Just what his side needed. It's getting them on the front foot again. Lewis bobbing out. Broadbent now. Takes it on again. Pass out. Hiku. Bodies hitting bodies at the moment. Bruising each other, but not making breakthroughs. Sue straightening up. Trying to find that tiniest glimmer of daylight between those 3 defenders that came his way. And now it's the last. Minchella up to the line and back to May, and here comes Lewis, and Lewis out to Broadbent, and Broadbent could see the line, but those defenders were coming thick and fast. But it is a penalty. I think Minchella taken off the ball, so it's a penalty for Kingston Rovers.
Yeah, he does so well. There's a loose forward, just digs right into the line, Dave. You just see, he's Luke Thompson, who just can't resist to put the extra pressure on him, but in doing so, gives away a penalty.
It's an attempt to tackle, but it's late.
Yeah, it was clumsy, it was late.
It's a penalty only.
And Kingston Rovers, another set of 6. What are you doing here, kicking for 2 or going again?
I think so. I think not too over, knowing that a try can certainly win you it.
Yep, that's what they're doing. Mikey Lewis's kicking hasn't been great this year, but in this situation, you'd expect him to bang it over.
Luke Thompson, in trying to do the right thing, working a little bit too hard. Just hits Elliot Minchella as he releases the pass and gives away the penalty. And OKR's first points of the evening may just come off the boot of Mikey Lewis. And goal kicking hasn't been too kind for him this season, Dave. You would imagine that this one is relatively comfortable for him. 66% succession rate with the boot from here. Big kick.
Well, they used to tight games. 10-8 last week against Warrington to win it. This for their first points of the night. Wigan fans behind their sticks, waving their flags, trying to put him off, and oh my word, just, and only just. But it is the first two of the night. Lindsay Hoyle, Speaker of the House there, watching on. The Right Honourable. And Mikey Lewis has just got up in the estimation of the whole KR fans, if that's possible, by landing 2 points to get his side in the game. The grand final's on again.
It certainly is. And Mikey Lewis with the ball just kisses the paint to the post. And the rain comes pouring down here. 24 minutes left of the grand final, a 5-point ball game. It's game on, Dave.
It is. It hasn't been a light-up final so far. That one stroke of mercurial brilliance from Bevan French in the first half, but you get the sense that with 24 minutes to go, there is still a story to be told. Hail comes and goes. Chances will come and go. But there's only one score in it now. Purcell. Hadley again, athletic and powerful, running it in.
Wait, Junior, wait.
Purcell waits. We'll see Jez Litton at some point as well, of course, the other number 9 that Hulkingster Rovers have.
Junior, don't go early. Wait.
He'll be freshening up this part of the game very soon, you'd imagine. Soon carries in.
Move! Junior, hurry.
This is the last play, so Mikey Lewis is the target for the pass, and the kick is aimed towards the touchline, but Miski, safely enough, running it back. Wall offered, May's shoulder slows things down, and Hadley completes the job.
Miski just tucked away in that back pocket there, knowing that the kick from Lewis was going straight towards him.
This is Farrell. 3 tackles gone. 10 away from the halfway line. Wigan edging, inch by inch. Smith now. It's taken on by Field, who tries to step on the inside and does well to beat off 2-3 defenders and cutting through, but Chella gets to him in the end.
He's done a decent job on field so far. It's this man who's caused most of the damage and devastation. He's off again.
He's off again. Pushes away, runs into a pocket, puts the kick in. Was he hampered on the chase? Burgess
Goal line drop out. He stands his ground, in my view.
Yeah, referee was right there, right on the spot. Besides, there was nothing illegal in that, but it is a dropout underneath the sticks.
Well, the next best result is a goal line dropout. You just cannot switch off from this man. 4 or 5 attempts of a tackle. He goes down a bit too easy there, perhaps playing for the penalty, but the next result is this, a goal line dropout. Mikey Lewis scruffily kicks the ball.
Slips down instead on his back momentarily, and then suddenly realised he was in the grand final. Had to get up and carry on. But he's given Wigan a platform here. Thompson taking it in. Thompson put down. Fullback in at dummy half. French to his right, but it's the big fellas down the middle. In fact, it's Smith it goes to, and now it's back with Nsemba, and Nsemba crashing. Wanted the offload, but couldn't see it. Fullback. Smith. Ellis putting it back to French again, and the short pass to Farrell, and Farrell is lifted.
It's silly from Mikey Lewis. It's straight underneath him, and he lifts him above the horizontal. There's no force when he puts him down on his back, but he knows straight away he's giving away the penalty. And with that, with Adam Kieran, he'll certainly knock 2 more points over here. It could have been a lot worse. The technique, he just lifts it above there. And Adam Kieran will certainly take a shot at goal.
Well, it was all carefully done at the end, wasn't it? But that position there looks dreadful, and that's why the penalty's been given. As soon as the legs go through the perpendicular. An apology from Mikey Lewis.
That may be a big moment, because it means we're back to a 7-point ball game if Kieran can knock this over and push it in between the posts.
Looking calm and collected, but the pressure's building on the other side of that coaching divide. Willie Peters knows that the likelihood is that his side will be 2 scores behind again here.
He's only missed 14 kicks all season.
He does it with plenty of the ball.
His 93rd shot at goal this season.
81% kick success probability. Hawkinson Rovers fans behind the sticks are trying to reduce that probability with a wall of noise, trying to get inside the head of Adam Kieran. He won't wait back. So Kieran to give his side a 2-score lead again. An element of comfort on a night that's been anything but. Listen to the noise from those Rovers fans. Kieran puts that to the back of his mind and out of his mind, and he puts it between the uprights. And it's the Wigan fans at the other end now who lift the volume and celebrate a 9-2 lead.
The post-goal green. Adam Kieran strikes it true. Back to a 7-point ball game here. 19 minutes left on the clock. Scoreboard pressure now just increasing on Hull KR.
Well, Wigan again will bring it forward through Byrne, and Hull Kingston Rovers' task now is to get that ball back on their own terms if they can. Have to score twice. Farrell stepping on the inside, finding three eager bodies waiting for him. Forber, Ellis straightens up and flicks away. Good offload. And Harry Smith throws it wide. And this is Wardle, player of the match last year, of course, in the grand final. But Mike Littler watching on, the darts magician, watching another young player who's mature beyond his years in Junior and Sember. Smith sticks it up there. Eccles has travelled well. And finds the shoulder. Wardle getting in with a tackle.
Neat chase there from the left centre, Jake Wardle. Not the easiest to take either for Niall Val's racing towards that ball.
Hawkinson Rovers need something magical. Ryan Hall.
It's difficult to see a way over this Wigan Warriors line. They defend it so well. Jez Litton now.
Yep, Litton on the field with a number 9 on his back. Just bring things up again out of dummy half, freshen things up out of dummy half. Nay, and he's swept it away, and Lewis will carry it on, and here's Tanginoa. First touch of the night for Jez Litton, 63 minutes into the game. Lewis hammers that. Jay Field just had a little glance around to see where he was, to see if he had a chance of dashing back into his own in-goal area, but he didn't.
Beautiful kick there from Mikey Lewis. Got the distance spot on.
Surrender!
That's Miski.
Stand!
There's Harry Smith. Marshall puts the engine into fourth gear and zooms off again at that Hawkinson Rovers defence. Kieran. Spinning it back inside for Ellis, and they're moving at speed now, and they're moving at speed dangerously as Field goes angling on that left-hand side. Brilliant from Field, and Wardle to finish it, and potentially win a grand final. Oh, has he dropped that?
Right, Liam, it is tackle 4.
What's he saying? No try on the field.
Just check grounding, please. Make sure
Could
the
be
ball
huge.
comes away before he grounds it. No, mate, ground him.
Sensational from Field, but how's it finished?
Okay, lad decision on Field is no try, so we're looking at the grounding, please. So does he ground the ball or does he lose possession? He's short at this point, still short of the line. See, the ball comes out there. Let's see what happens to the ball, please. Going to go on a wide just to confirm the ball does go dead, just for the restart. Yeah, he loses the ball short of the line. I've confirmed that. We're just looking at what happens to the ball, and you can see it goes dead. Thank you, I've made my decision.
So it's not going to be a try.
That is an enormous play from the left-sided winger in Ryan Hall, racing across the other side of the field to deny Jake Wardle a potential grand final winning try.
You're not going to get them.
Brilliant work there from the veteran Ryan Hall. What a huge tackle that was.
It's gone dead though.
Well,
You don't have to come to me.
there's been a couple of moments tonight that could have been decisive, but not proving so. John Wells, what are you saying?
Yeah, just to pick up on Kyle's point there in commentary, Ryan Hall, we all know him as a try scorer, a record try scorer in Super League. For me, that's the 4th try-saving involvement he's been involved in this grand final. It would have been well and truly in Wigan's pocket, if not for that man.
Well, it remains advantage Wigan, but it remains hope for Hull Kingston Rovers. As Burgess batters it forward again, but doesn't make too much of an impact.
Kept hold of it.
And out of dummy half is one of the freshest pairs of the legs, Jez Litton, but he's rather dumped to the ground.
I don't think we're quite there just yet in this contest, but they're going to have to roll the dice at some point soon. A Hull KR, maybe make a play. Oh, good tackle there from Kieran. Really good shot on Broadbent. And look what it means to the Wigan players. They all come in. And big pats on the back there to the right-sided centre in Adam Kieran. And Broadbent just wanted the catch and pass all in one motion. He couldn't do it. And Kieran just does enough just there.
It's always a two-man though. There's no effect.
Well, it is defensive efforts that are writing this story here tonight.
Let's go, put down. Head in, Junior. Stay on side. Okay, ball in, shot clock off.
French with a feed. Eventually.
Out!
Forward.
Let go.
Goes it left to Smith. Kingston Rovers defence ready and waiting. Well, you can see that Kingston Rovers just edging the stat. There's not a lot in it there, is there?
Well, the scoreboard would suggest that as well. Also, just a moment of quality from one of the very best players in the competition. The real difference. Tyler Dupree fresh out onto the action. He's had to wait 66 minutes.
So the energy with Wigan at the moment with 14 minutes to play. And to remind you, Hull Kingston Rovers needing to score twice now to put themselves ahead in this game. Wigan holding all the trump cards as it stands, and Dupree takes them ever closer. Forber again. Now it's with Smith. Here comes Field. Throws it left to Wardle. Wardle puts the step on. Hiku grabs a hold. And more defenders there, and he's taken out of play. It was a last play, but they make absolutely sure. And Hull KR get it back, but look how close they're going to be to their own line.
But Wigan know, Dave, with 7 points in their favour. Perhaps it's not the be-all and end-all turning that ball over. Hull KR have going to come 90 metres, Dave. We've mentioned it a couple of times. It's very difficult to see or find a way through this Warriors defence.
Tyler, come on. Don't spoil the 10. Wait.
Well, he knows he's up against a very well-marshalled side.
Go. It's every time you
A
carry
side
the ball,
that's very
Peter.
hard to puncture on the big occasion. We saw it right at the start of the year, didn't we, against Penrith? And all the way through, on the big occasion, Wigan's defence turns up.
Yeah, it's what they revert to. They revert to type, and they do it better than anybody else. They suffocate you, they starve you of field position. But then even when they are under the cosh, they just find another level, another gear, a far greater intensity in that department.
Litton to May. May puts it back to Lewis. Lewis inside.
Oh, he's lost it.
Well, the ball bounced off his chest. It's with French and now Miski. Wigan have it back again. Hull Kingston Rovers cannot find ground, cannot find the other half at the moment, let alone the goal line at the other end.
You feel this game is just slipping away from them, and it's through their own mistakes. You can't get out of their own half. You can't even get to the end of the set in the last couple of minutes.
Forward. Kieran. Just putting Hull Kingston Rovers into a greater depth of frustration with every passing minute. Dupree. Forward again, lining up. Smith there to his left-hand side. Byrne is a willing runner. Kingston Rovers getting through some defensive work, but boy, does it need more than that in what remains. Oh, it's Nsemba with a little bit of trickery. Edwards collects.
Nsemba saw an opportunity. He was the only one who was thinking that he was going to put a kick in. And the ball just collects.
We've seen him a couple of times late in the season, haven't we? Just maybe developing a bit of a kicking game.
Well, it's even more to think around tackling Junior Nsemba, such a powerful ball carrier, can pass, and then now he's trying to develop his kicking game.
Here's Litton. And Chella puts it out to May. May now carries it on well. That's good. Oh, and Batchelor was trying to get it away. And it's back in Wigan's hands, and it's Nsemba who jumps out of one tackle. And again, Kingston Rovers just not able to find ground.
I understand why Batchelor, given the scoreboard and the time left on the clock, is trying to release Niall Balds. But again, it's just another error coming out of their own yardage. And I think if they keep doing this, the Warriors, they'll find points here.
Dupree. Well, Kingston Rovers are in danger of running out of energy here. Having to do so much work inside their own half. And as Carl was saying, that scoreboard pressure of knowing they have to score twice. Wigan just bossing it, rolling up their sleeves, keeping things nice and controlled. He's squeezed. One play to go. Harry Smith puts it back to Bevan French, and French spins and weaves, and off he goes. Doesn't see a way that way, comes back the other way. Eventually out to Kieran. Kieran with a kick. And Ryan Hall will pick it up, but Wigan will settle for that again, because Kingston Rovers again 10 metres out, no further. And just having to get downfield.
And that's it. This is what the Warriors can do. Just controlling the game, restricting the metres of Hull KR, forcing them into an offload or coming up with moving the ball.
It's Luckley. Just being strangled, offloads, went backwards. Lewis now, spinning, bobbing. Farrell pulls his shoulders, pins him down. Tyrone May. Kingston Rovers suddenly burst into the daylight of Wigan's half, and this is Hiku, and Hiku now travelling well. But they've gone through 5 and they've only 1 to play. Tyrone May, this is a massive play here. Mikey Lewis has a look for the corner, sticks it up there, Miski's back, Hall's up there with a challenge, Hall catches, throws the miracle backwards, but it's Field who falls on it, and Wigan survived that scare, and Kingston Rovers are left wondering, have they anything else left to give now?
Well, they've tried everything, but the champions have just answered every question thrown at them. Ryan Hall throws the ball back over. He does incredibly well to get there, but look who reacts first. It's Field.
Marshall to his feet. Wigan motoring forward again.
We need to force a mistake here, Dave. Time is ticking. It's running out.
Thompson. Fullback has to be patient. Delivers it back to Smith. Smith again with a kick downfield. Burgess tracking back to catch it on the full and looking to run that back at this Wigan line, and gets the pass away to Hall, and Hall now to this left-hand side, and Broadbent's got a bit of space, but he's going to be sucked in by all those defenders. So Jenna Brooks down on the sideline, you have news for us.
Woodsy, all week we have been talking about the atmosphere here tonight and how good it's going to be. Well, I can confirm 68,173 supporters have turned up to Old Trafford to witness this grand final. It is the biggest crowd at a grand final since 2017.
Well, that's good news. An upward trend this year. We're watching two sides who have been marvellous throughout the year. It's a grand final that's arguably not lived up to all our expectations, but it still remains tight with just moments to go. But Kingston Rovers again just fluffing their lines when Centre Stage was offering its presence, and Wigan again just satisfied to have the ball back.
Yeah, sloppy from May. was caught in two minds, whether to hit Tanganoa or release the ball out the back, and it was neither here or there. He catches Tanganoa's right hand. And the Warriors know that they are on the cusp of greatness. All 4 trophies in a single year. If they can see this next 5 minutes out.
And Semba.
Move! Here, hold with me.
This is fullback.
Go two. Inside ball two.
He's testing Hulkingston Rovers' line of defence again. Well, they're spinning it back to Thompson, and there's very little he does other than what he does very well, which is carry in with all his strength and into that Hulkingston Rovers half again. 4 the skips left. Havard. They've numbered up towards that left-hand side. Smith with a kick. Happy to see it go out of play. Just running down the clock. Game management. It may be a little boring, but it's very effective what we're going to doing now.
It doesn't matter. On the bigger stage, you just need to come up with players that you know that have worked all season long, and last season for them. And Wigan, a win here will see them back-to-back champions for the first time in the Super League era.
They have simply strangled the ambition out of Hulkingston Rovers tonight.
Yeah.
One flash of brilliance in the first half. All it took for them to set a platform that they defended and defended stoutly. May, or is there a twist to come? Lewis now. Broadbent cuts back on the inside. Still going here, Broadbent. Hesitation there, because I think he thought he might have been running an obstruction line behind Lewis, but he was allowed to carry on. Minchella to May. May now to Evalds. Evalds away to Hiku. Hiku pushes off one, but not Wardle. And again, we're into absolute vital play. Just over 3 minutes to go. Time running out for Hulkingston Rovers. Now it comes left, and it's back. Lytton, knocked off by Hall, batted back towards the middle, picked up by Batchelor. Batchelor's tackle. They run out of chances, and Wigan's fans at that end are up on their feet, and a look almost of resignation from the Hulkingston Rovers coach. With barely 3 minutes to go.
Yeah, that was the moment, if there was ever one in this second half. Jay Field just working incredibly hard under the ball. James Batchelor, he has to find the pass there, but he doesn't, and it's just due to the scramble, the brilliance in scramble from Wigan Warriors.
It's going to be the first time this season that Hulkingston Rovers have failed to score a try, and it's going to be the 4th match in succession in which Wigan have not conceded a try.
It's unbelievable. It really is. And these now, Dave, these are the moments as a player where you know you can just take this atmosphere all in and know that a season-long hard work is coming to an end, and you will be crowned champions. But this side have swept all before them.
Havard carries to the halfway line. Leeming throws it left, and Smith with that metronomical efficiency. They know their lines. It's put out of play again. They run down the clock again, and they know that 1 minute of defence here wins them a grand final and wins them everything in 2024. He's keeping his cool, but there'll be emotions running high tonight, I'm sure.
Matty Pete knows the 7th trophy in his reign is heading to the Brick Community Stadium. All 4 in the cabinet. And you have to say, you have to sit back and applaud what truly is a great rugby league side in Matty Pete's Wigan Warriors. Offload here from Luckley.
This is Lewis. Lewis dummies. There's too many bodies around him for that to be an effective ploy. Pick up by Broadbent, inside for May. Now it's with Minchella. They still have hope in their hearts. And this is Evalds, who's dragged down. Well, they're celebrating already on the sidelines. taken in by Whitbread into the last 40 seconds. There is simply not time for Hull Kingston Rovers to get themselves out of this fix, even if they can score a try. Up goes Miski. Miski collects, has the audacity to offload, and Field finds the field of play. And Wigan will finish this grand final with ball in hands. What an astonishing coaching career that man is having. 2022, he won the Challenge Cup in his very first year. He's followed that up with a grand final win and a League Leaders Shield in 2023. And in 2024, they have won the lot. A World Club Challenge, a Challenge Cup, a League Leaders Shield, and now a grand final. This is a Wigan side that is one for the ages. All four major trophies in 1 year. Unprecedented. A hug from the old coach for the new. Wigan Warriors are champions, and they have done it in a very efficient and sometimes brilliant style.
We certainly have. And a huge mention to Hull KR on an incredible season for them as well. But they've fallen short here on the biggest stage, and to an absolutely amazing Wigan Warriors team. A brilliant performance from them. That man, Bevan French, Elliot Minchella, with blood pouring, lies in a heap. And those fans, they're sent into delirium. As Wigan win all 4 trophies this season. Crowned 2024 champions here at Old Trafford.
So full time in the 2024 grand final, and Wigan have won it. Wigan 9, Hull Kingston Rovers 2.